Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Acupuncture is My Life. Now, in this episode, I want to jump into different types of foods that can improve blood circulation. And why did I choose this topic is because of a recent virtual meeting I've had with some of my global colleagues in the field of acupuncture, and we've been seeing a lot of patients lately who have been suffering from various forms of blood stasis relative to certain meridians on the body. And you know, as I always say, seeing an acupuncturist is not just about acupuncture. It's about your health first and foremost. But many patients undergo Eastern nutrition consultation to improve their health through the use of food as well. And myself, as well as many of my colleagues globally, we tend to offer certain, Eastern nutrition advice with regard to certain ailments that a patient may be suffering from. And this is why it's beneficial for you to see an acupuncturist, along with your physician, your annual visits with your physician, because you really want to remove that burden of being unhealthy and not knowing your state of health pertaining to certain pressing issues, and feeling as if you can't get any answers to what's going on with you. So you begin to ignore certain symptoms that should not be ignored. You have to understand, prevention is the best medicine out there. You want to maintain a healthy, well-functioning body. And this is why, again, I say see a physician on an annual basis and make regular wellness visits with an acupuncturist. And you see, blood circulation is extremely important, because once blood becomes static, the body stops producing new blood, as understood by an acupuncturist. And there's blood stasis, there's pain, and to be healthy, you want harmonious flow of chi and blood throughout the body, a healthy balance between yin and yang, so that the body can self-regulate. But diet is extremely important, and there are foods that are great for keeping your veins and arteries in good shape and improving blood circulation throughout the body. Okay, and I would say the first would be garlic, simply because garlic is rich in allicin, and it helps to dilate a person's blood vessels, which of course improves blood circulation, and it also regulates blood pressure. And an acupuncturist understands that garlic benefits the spleen, stomach, and the lungs, because it warms the middle burner that I speak about a lot, which consists of spleen and stomach, because all chi and blood created after birth is done in this area. And that's why spleen and stomach is super important to an acupuncturist. It also benefits the lungs as well, but see, garlic promotes circulation of both chi and blood. And it can serve as an antiviral or an antibacterial, as well as it kills parasites as well. But garlic is great for you. Another is beets. You see, beets are loaded with nitrates, which tend to convert into nitric oxide by the body. So inside of you, that's when that conversion process takes place. And beets also promote the relaxation of your blood vessels and tends to regulate blood pressure, which provides for better blood, oxygen, and nutrient flow throughout the entire body. And it's best to eat beets when they're raw, because that's when, it's at its peak with vitamins and minerals and antioxidants. Those begin to die off once you begin to cook them. But see, an acupuncturist fully understands that beets are great for the heart because the heart governs blood. The liver, because the liver is responsible for the smooth flow of qi throughout the entire body, as well as the large intestine. So the heart, liver, and large intestine are key areas in which beets are good for. And, beets tend to balance out the qi of both the spleen and the stomach, and as well as it supports blood circulation. See how awesome it is? I mean, all this information you get from seeing an acupuncturist, when to make adjustments to your diet and how much and so forth and so on. But another great food is walnuts. And I've spoken of that in the past because it's rich in L-arginine, which is a powerful amino acid that promotes vasodilation. And that, of course, is the widening of the blood vessels. And walnuts also maintain healthy cholesterol levels, as well as it decreases blood pressure. And an acupuncturist fully understands that walnuts are super beneficial for the kidneys and the lungs because it strengthens the kidneys and lungs. It also tends to lubricate a person's large intestines as well. So, you become constipated. Walnuts are great for that. It also can reduce inflammation, and if you're suffering from asthma, it can alleviate asthma as well as pain. Understand something. Acupuncturists totally understand that health is wealth. We understand it. It's not on an app on your phone. It's not in the stock market. It's not in the bank. As well as it's not in the safe. The wealth is also not in your pocket or your purse. It's not under the doghouse in the backyard. It's not in the shoebox in the closet. And it's not under your mattress. The wealth is in you. That's where it's at. And once you begin to understand that, life will begin to change. And you'll begin seeing an acupuncturist for regular wellness visits. Now, another great food is a fruit, and it's tomatoes. Why? Because tomatoes is rich in lycopene, which is a super, super powerful antioxidant that prevents the oxidation of bad cholesterol. And it can also reduce your risk of atherosclerosis, which is a disease that occurs when plaque tends to build up in a person's arteries. It can reduce your risk of cardiovascular disease. But sometimes, I tend to find myself recommending tomatoes to some of my patients who are diabetic when their diabetes is heavily related to the upper jowl and of the 3 P's, polydipsia is more prevalent. Where you have that increase thirst. Why? Because one, the tomatoes first and foremost benefit the liver and stomach, and acupuncturists understand that. And it clears heat, and also individuals suffering from internal heat, they sweat a lot, yin deficiency. I recommend this fruit to my yin deficient patients as well, because when yin is deficient, there's internal heat. But also it quenches thirst. So of the 3 P's, my diabetic patients, I tend to recommend tomatoes a lot to them. As well as tomatoes tends to cool the blood too. You know, you're dealing with a lot of anger and mental and emotional disorders tied to the liver. You know, liver blood becomes hot. And I also recommend tomatoes to my patients for that as well. And I get into that a lot on acupunctureismylife.tv, because the Acupuncture is My Life channel discusses not only Eastern nutrition, but mental and emotional disorders and certain foods that are great for someone suffering from a particular emotion, chronic, in its chronic state, an emotional disorder. So check it out. I mean, take a look at acupunctureismylife.tv. It's also streaming, Acupuncture is My Life TV. The channel's also streaming on, I think it's Roku TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire, Apple TV as well. And there's so much to learn from that channel. But another great food, I mean, I find this super awesome, especially once a patient, the functions of the spleen and stomach of a certain patient just gets way out of whack. Of several foods, I may also recommend ginger, because ginger is a powerful anti-inflammatory, as well as a natural booster for blood circulation. Because it has a certain enzyme, and this enzyme tends to dissolve fibrin, which is a protein that tends to accumulate in the veins and is responsible for blood clotting. And as an acupuncturist, I fully understand that ginger benefits not only the lungs, but the spleen and stomach. Yep. You know, it increases as well as it benefits digestion. And for many individuals that, let's say you come down with a common cold, ginger is great at inducing perspiration to get you to sweat it out. It also stops vomiting and it warms the lungs. You know, but these are just some foods that are great for blood circulation. You know, just think, just seeing an acupuncturist, there's so much that comes with it. Visiting an acupuncturist, regular wellness visits, because it's all about your health. That's why you should make acupuncture a part of your life. Because acupuncture is my life. What's yours?